Cancer, welcome again. It's February 2014. You're wondering why I'm smiling. We're sort of having a few... Can you hear that? It's not the sound of divine music. It's little children squealing and removalist men moving furniture above our heads. Please excuse us if there's the odd bit of banging around. This month... Well, welcome again, Cancer. It's February 2014. I'm Dadhichi from astrology.com.au. Just a brief synopsis of what's happening in the heavens for your star sign. And I'm a little embarrassed. Not actually. But it is a new moon period in that most significant 8th house, which, how can I put it? Sex. You know, there's two basic motivators of human nature. Food and sex. And I guess three really, money. So that's what this is about this month. A new moon occurring in this sector is all about, I guess, a reevaluation of these parts of your personality. And at the same time, you have that beautiful evening star, Venus, moving through the sector of significant relationships. So I'd put it to you, for a lot of you anyhow, that this issue is going to be really taking pride of place in your mind. You're going to be working through some important issues there if you're in relationships. If you're not in relationship, then this is still going to be an issue. Now, speaking about love, you know, it reminds me of one of my clients. I once said to her, you know, after all these years of dealing with, you know, issues of love, I find generally I can categorise two types of people. Those that are, you know, in a relationship that are trying to get out, and those that are not in a relationship and they're trying to get into it. So, yeah, take your pick. So it doesn't matter, irrespective of whether you're in a relationship or not, this issue of sexuality is still going to be a very, very important component of what's happening to you right now. We see also the Sun moving into the conjunction of Mercury in this 8th house. So there's a lot of this 8th house sexual, mysterious energy going on at this time. So that occurs around the 15th of February, and that also can be extended into the notion of your shared resources, finances. Now, it's very interesting. Money and sex seem to be tied in. I don't know, have you found that? You know, when you've spent too much money, you just won't get any at night in bed, and vice versa. If you haven't been, or if she hasn't been really good in bed, you don't want to give her the credit card the next day. I don't know, does that happen to you guys? Anyhow, I digress, but I think you take my point that sex and money are going to be tied in at this point in time. They can also be two separate issues, by the way, but I'm just drawing that analogy that this sector of the zodiac is ruling these departments of life. We also see that on the 16th there's a very tough opposition from Venus to the Sun. So you may not be feeling all that bright or attractive. So this could be a time when, rather than just feeling as if you're in the doldrums and feeling down about how you look and how you feel, maybe go and have a massage, go to the local spa, do something a little bit different with your makeup and your fashion statement, and that can help lift you out of this particular problem. I'm looking at some of these other transits for you, which I think are also interesting. The 9th house of your horoscope is strongly featured this month, with the Sun moving there on the 19th. This 9th house, I'm feeling for you, has a lot to do with education and really looking at ways to improve your professional status. Now, that's not for all of you. Some of you may simply have a hobby or some interest in some topic and you want to extend and expand on that. So the Sun, being a very bright component of the zodiac, really sheds a lot of light in that area right now. I said to one of the other star signs earlier too, that this 9th house has a lot to do with your past karma. So here we see the Sun for you is ruling the sign of Leo, your 2nd house of finance. And so your past may be catching up to you. I say that the karma is very much like the tail of a comet. You know, it's always following the comet. So if you've had bad habits financially, Cancer, then it's time those credit card bills might be catching up with you. You really, really have to get on top of this and look at what you're doing with your money. Get a little bit more serious about managing your finances better now. We see additional hard aspects. It's not a very good reading, is it, this month? You're probably going to turn this off. Just hang in there for a moment. I'm going to give you some good news in a minute. This Mercury in right angle to Saturn shows me, look, it's bad news if you pursue what the aspect says. This is a gambling aspect. Fifth house is speculation. That's a no-no, especially when the tail of that comet's chasing you right now. So I'll be saying, if you've got an opportunity to go to the casino or the racetrack, no, don't do it. Save your money just now. So speculation, Cancer, is not something that you need to do right now. You need to hold on to your money and realise that when these aspects are current, then you're not likely to win any money anyhow. So be mindful of that. Hold on to your money just at this time. Incidentally too, Mercury in Hindu astrology is called Kumar, or a young boy. So young children could be a bit of a problem at this time. If you've got teenagers who are putting the hard word on you for money, for loans, you may need to say no to that as well. Because there's a strong link between youngsters, speculation, youngsters and money, youngsters and waste. Hey, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Which youngster doesn't spend money or have a very bad habit of wasting your money, not theirs? You need to redirect the energies of those children into the right areas. We do see a much better aspect around the 22nd when Mercury moves into a sextile to what we call the midheaven. And that has to do with work and the self-esteem of your children. The Sun moves into a very, very nice conjunction of Neptune. I like this aspect because it stimulates the subtle spiritual elements of our nature. So rather than everything being factual, and this again relates to the study fact that I mentioned earlier, the issue of extending your knowledge base. So this comes with some sort of spiritual impetus as well. So for those of you that are looking to gain a deeper understanding of your spirituality, who you are as a spiritual being, this could be a time when you meet a mentor or someone that's going to help open doors for you in that respect. The trouble I mentioned at the beginning of the reading, see, there's always a pot of gold at the end of the, is it the silver lining or the cloud or what? I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. There's always something good that comes out of the bad. And right now there's a good aspect around the 25th of February, which settles those relationship problems that you had earlier. There'll be lots of good sex for you. Now, what I'm saying here is if you had some relationship problems, that aspect of Venus to Saturn, 7th house and 5th house, can settle the score. You can start to feel a lot better. And it means that if you've had arguments, this is the time to sit down, cordially, intelligently, sensitively, talk about your gripe. And your partner, your lover, whoever it is, at this point they're probably your enemy, but they'll become friends again. That's the point I'm trying to make in here. So that's a good aspect, 25th. Jupiter's moving into the right angle of Uranus. Some of you, I'm going to make a prediction, you ready? Some of you are not going to listen to my predictions, and you're going to go out to the racetrack and gamble that money anyhow. That's shown by Jupiter and Uranus, 1st house, 10th house. So for those of you that listen to this prediction, you're going to have a lot more money in your pocket. Those of you that have been naughty, naughty Cancerians and did not heed my advice will probably be a little bit poorer by the 26th. And don't forget, I'd like to see you there at my website in the meantime, astrology.com.au. We have the daily, the monthly and the yearly readings in a textual format, so there's more detail there for you. Free readings, psychic astrologers like myself and my peers are there to help you with your personal problems. And until next month, good luck. For those of you at the racetrack, I'll pray for you. Bye.